12 C. 18A. 34B. 98Z. 8H. 74D. 44D.
So this guy just flew into Midtown and started attacking people, demanding for Superman to show up?
Yeah, it's all there in my article.
I actually have to make it through your writing, Clark. Knowledge is worth many sacrifices. That isn't one of them.
Very funny, Lois.
Property damage. It does make you wonder.
Wonder what?
As great as he is, maybe Superman didn't completely think through the ramifications of the Bravia thing.
What if this guy's even from Bravia?
What do you mean his name is the Hammer of Bravia?
Down his parents. We have no clue what his actual goal is here.
I think it's pretty obvious the goal was kicking Superman's ass.
So he didn't completely kick him at that.
Pretty good.
All right, when Superman gets drawn into conflict at home and abroad, his actions are really questioned, which gives billionaire Lex Luthor the opportunity to get the Man of Steel out of the way for good. Will intrepid reporter Lois Lane and Superman's four-legged companion Krypto be able to help him before it's too late? Welcome to the week-ending July 14th edition of Silver Screen Previews. I'm your host, Rob Martin, as always, right here in the center. Let me put that light on because people can see. There you go. Okay, perfect. Now people can see. There you go. On the other side of the aisle, welcome back, Klarissa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. All right, so we're talking about Superman, which is #1 at the box office this past weekend, which is, of course, is no big surprise. The surprise, I think, for many people is how much money it made over the box office. And that is the equivalent of $122 million. If I can bring that up there. Sorry, my little thing is zooming out. There we go. People can see it up on top there. 122. That is the number. Knocks off Jurassic Park, which took the top spot last week with $40 million. This week, its total now is at $232. Superman off to a good start at $122. All right, Klarissa, what did you think about the new, I guess this is the 5th or 6th iteration of Superman, historically speaking? What did you think about this film?
I thought this movie was fantastic. I really didn't know what to expect from it. I tried to go in actually pretty blind, so a lot of the trailers that I saw were very early on teasers because my mom actually really loved Superman when I was younger. I mean, that was her like childhood crush, was the Christopher Reeves Superman. So we were very picky about Superman in my house growing up. And so I wanted to just go into this blind, really excited to see what they were going to do with it. Wasn't sure if they were going to show any kind of origin or anything behind that. So it was really fun being surprised by things, seeing things that felt familiar in other films or adaptations, even the comic books. So that it was really great. But overall, I loved this movie.
You loved this movie. Now, was there any scenes in the first act that really, I guess, drew you in right away, or was it just right off the bat you just knew it right away? Yes, I love this movie. I don't care what's going on.
You know, I feel like there were times where I kind of questioned the plot or things like that. So I still definitely challenged this movie, which I think is really important. You don't want to just have rose-colored glasses on going into a film, because then sometimes it can keep you from having an honest experience with the film, or maybe even relating it to others, and or having an honest perspective going into it. So I tried really hard to still be willing to accept things that I might not love in the movie, which I felt was
Hmm.
really helpful, actually. One thing that I would say surprised me off the bat, and it was in some of the teasers, but I was excited to kind of feel it out, were these robots and crypto, and of course, like these are things that I knew might show up. We know that comic books have additional characters to just the main character, but a lot of people haven't read all of the comic books, so it was still really fun to see. Oh, like he has these robots. It's not just him finding the
Yeah.
cave or finding this message, or we've had different stories or interactions with how Superman has this kind of
Yes.
fortress for himself. So I thought that was
Right.
very interesting of starting it in a way of like, oh, he's already been in battle. And then he whistles and this really goofy dog comes running. I thought it was a very like pleasant way to start the movie. Uh,
Mm.
because Superman hasn't been on hold all of these years since Man of Steel. And I feel like this was kind of a fun way to be like, this whole time he's still been fighting. He's still been doing stuff. I thought that was really fun. There's no need to redo a whole origin story or anything like that with this new actor. It was just diving right back into, and yeah, Superman is still defending us, keeping people safe. So I thought that was fun.
All right. So what do you give this film?
A big old
Thumbs
thumbs
up.
up.
All right. So a
Yes.
thumbs up from Clarissa on Superman 2025. David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, Nicholas Holt, of course, Nathan Fillion, Isabella Merced, Sarah Sampio, Anthony Carrigan, and the list goes on and on. You got so many actors, so many roles in this movie. It's just endless. It's a big movie, obviously, big tentpole film. And James Gunn, now coming off of the whole Guardians of the Galaxy movies, he decided to take on this project. Now, the question I think for many people is this film for everybody, or is it just for kids, or is it for mostly more for adults? Kind of like what Man of Steel was with Henry Cavill and of course Amy Adams. For you, Clarissa, was this a more kids-friendly movie compared to Man of Steel, which was more serious, or was it completely something different for you?
I think it was a really great mix. And I absolutely love that question. I think it's important to talk about because James Gunn, as a director, has very fun and colorful elements to bring to superhero movies,
Right.
which we've seen with Guardians of the Galaxy and everything like that. So when I saw that he was directing this, I was like, okay, what are we in for? One of my first interactions with Superman in theaters when I was a kid was actually Superman Returns.
Okay.
Um, and that film kind of picks up in the middle in this kind of limbo area of like he's coming back, he has a kid, and so having a Superman movie pick up like that for me as a kid, and then having Man of Steel as I was a little bit older was really fun. And so I feel like this movie is one of those Superman movies for kids now. We have Superman picking up where he left off, just the same as he did when I was younger. And so I actually really enjoyed that. It felt very nostalgic, and I appreciated that it could be that way for kids. And if there are more Superman movies from James Gunn, which I very much hope there are, I absolutely love this new actor, and I'm going to butcher his last name, but David Cornsweet, I think is how you say
Corin
it.
Sweat is correct.
Perfect. Okay,
You
good.
got the prize there, Clarissa.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, look, for me, for James Gunn, he had really a lot of success in the first two Guardians of the Galaxy movies. The third one was really controversial because the story went really dark, and I didn't like it at all. I thought it was probably, what the hell's he doing here? You had such a good thing going, and then you messed it up with the third one. Here with Superman, they had to try and find the right director for this, and the fact that they had given the pink slip to Henry Cavill is like, you know what, we're not gonna do any more stuff with you. Yeah, we're going in a different direction. The Snyderverse is over, so now we're gonna go into this direction with this new guy and a whole bunch of new castmates and everything, and we're gonna kind of like fluff it up a little bit more. Yes, is it a kids movie? Yes, it's not really meant for adults if you think about it. Now, that's why you have to credit the great Richard Donner, the late great Richard Donner, because he was the one director who obviously brought Superman to the big screen in the first place. But he knew how to connect the magic between kids and adults, not make it too serious and not too campy. He found the right mixture, and of course, the casting of all the great actors in that film was magical, and that's why it was such a big success, obviously. And you didn't need all these CGI effects in that, because you could actually see how the Man of Steel could fly, and it was believable. Now, so like the example that you give, the movie that came out was in '08 with that Superman. You take a look at those CGI effects, and they look so dated. What happened there compared to now? Man of Steel, it still holds up. I just think that they did Henry Cavill bad. And of course, look, you have a new Superman here. You have David Corenswet. I think he's fine. I think the writing could have been a little bit better. I thought it was honestly subpar. Lois's character, played by Rachel Brosnahan, did you sense any kind of chemistry between Corenswet and Brosnahan on screen? It was very hard for me to believe that. I don't know what it was. What do you agree on that?
Totally. I think that one of my biggest tips with this movie really is just that there was so much beating up Superman, and not just physically. And it felt like that was a lot from Lois Lane right off the bat. We didn't have a lot of Clark Kent. We really didn't. And one of our first interactions is like, oh, they're already dating. She already knows, that's so fun. And then and he's doing this sweet thing for her. And then immediately she's like, I don't know if I believe in what Superman is doing, and questioning him. And so that did kind of irk me a little bit, but also it cut that tie of the romantic chemistry being built in the writing when we haven't been introduced to that. So I absolutely see what you mean.
Right, and because the story's already been, set in stone. We already know what's going on, but still, you have kind of like the erotic kind of romantic relationship that Cavill had with Amy Adams in the previous configuration of Superman, which I thought was, okay, that's fine. But there wasn't like the, what do you call it? What's that word I'm looking for from the ladies? Like that kind of like magical spark, that you would see between two characters on screen. You didn't sense that. And that it felt forced. And that, to me, was a big problem. Now, you think about Lex Luthor's character. Everything with him about technology, it just seemed like they were trying to hover back to so many bad things from like COVID and this nanotechnology, and he's got shortcuts in order how to hinder Superman whenever he's doing stuff. Like, how can he just presses buttons? Like, how the hell is that supposed to be effective? It's not Nicholas Holt's fault. That's the writing. No. That's stupid. Because then, if he's just hitting buttons and things, then, Superman, he's nothing because I have technology. Come on. And what the hell happened with all these different characters coming in from this Green Lantern team? What was that all about?
It was a lot. It was a lot. I love Nathan Fillion. I've loved him for a really long time. So it's always a fun surprise when I see him in things and like popping up, and he's hilarious. But at the same time, I agree. We just didn't have enough time. There was a lot going on. Like, there was so much in this movie. I mean, if we're talking about those end conflicts, and like the kids have this Superman flag and they're begging for him, and then Nathan Fillion and what is the nickname he wanted to give the group?
Mr. Terrific. I mean, they come in and they save Superman's ass. How the hell does that make any logical sense? Superman is the be-all, end-all. He's the Man of Steel. He doesn't need any team to come rescue him. I mean, this is not even like, Dawn of Justice, that kind of deal. Like, Superman really doesn't need any help? He shouldn't need any help. They emasculated him on screen. That's what I saw. Okay, I didn't like that at all. Superman's Superman. Don't try and cut him down, because I saw what James Gunn was doing there. I didn't like that at all. I'm sorry, you're making a point. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. No,
you're more than fine. I think that just was a really hard part for me. Was I mean, you see them, and his mom says, I'm gonna go get your boots. Like, we have got to get you there to this spot where they're asking for you. And then he has this big problem in the city,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he doesn't go, and that's kind of this climax of the story. If we're talking about kind of like a plot plan of rising
Right.
action, climax, falling action,
You can see it.
um, we
Right.
we see that as one of those like rising action moments to hit that climax of woo, like he's gonna go and save these kids and this city and it's so exciting. And then we don't really see that, and then all of a sudden he has a clone, and all of a sudden I don't know. I wish if we could have had Lex Luthor in his little hovering building be where the war was. So it was like,
Right.
I have to address Lex Luthor, but I also have to save these people. I think they could have done it, but it was a lot to try and pack into this movie. But I did enjoy his comeback a little bit more at the end. It just didn't feel like enough. I didn't feel like he got enough praise or gratitude at the end for everything that he did. It was like the woman on the news when he finally fights Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor starts crying, and she's like, "We were wrong," and it's like that was kind of it. That was kind of it. Was like that woman on the news. So
Oh
I
man.
I understand. I agree. The whole thing really was super entertaining, colorful for me, but it really did have that
It
element
wasn't
of
the perfect
why
movie
aren't
for
we
you. It
loving
wasn't
on him
perfect.
more? Yeah,
Right. It wasn't perfect for
of
you.
course. Yeah.
And Ma and Pa Kent all of a sudden turned into southern, northern Florida folk. You know, you remember these people are from, Kansas. They're, from the
Yeah.
cornfields, not from
Right.
from the south, the deep south. What the hell is James Gunn thinking? Hello to John Ellison III. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I think they picked the wrong director for this film, honestly. But who am
Mm,
I? What am I saying? They've made $120 million. But remember, it's a kids movie. The kids want to see Superman. They go into
yeah.
the theater. The parents just drop them off. They buy them all the T-shirts, the stuffed animals, the tin, everything, the food, Superman themed food, everything, the hot dog.
Mm,
But that is a movie that makes money for the kids. It's not really for the
right.
adult fan. That was the Cavaliers. Not
Right.
anymore.
Well,
Those
and
those are gone. You know.
yeah. Well, and you see that a lot in the movie too. Like my husband, I thought was really funny. There was a moment where he said, "Oh gosh," and there were just little moments where he was saying like goodness or gosh instead of
Yeah.
God or anything like that. And I was like, that is very much
Bingo.
his,
Bingo.
like him being proper and everything like that. So I thought that was kind of fun
Yeah.
and exactly hits that nail on the head of what you were talking about flipping for a younger generation.
So Clarissa gives it a thumbs up. I give it a thumbs down. I thought this was a very cynical movie. It's kind of like as if they were trying to make a mockery out of Superman, which to me is
Mm,
that's a bad sign, folks. But to each his own. Make your comments known in the chat box there. Whether or not did you like Superman? Did you not like it? Please let us know in the comments. Yes. All right. Let's move on. The second film tonight on Silver Screen Previews is a film that's already been out, but we haven't covered it yet. It's Jurassic Park. 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the planet's ecology has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. Those remaining exist in isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the one in which they once thrived. So this is Jurassic World Rebirth with Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. Here's a clip.
Yeah. Okay. But the things that home.
That looks so fake. CGI from 2000. All right, that's Jurassic Park Rebirth. Rated PG-13 for the viewing audience. All right, Clarissa, what did you think about Jurassic World Rebirth?
You know, I am really pretty picky about the Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah.
Um, but I decided to just take this movie for what it is, as a disconnection to the originals. So I actually am
Mm.
giving this a
All
big thumbs up. And here's
right.
exactly why. It
Okay.
I love that it actually only touches on other Jurassic World storylines very shortly. And then
Right.
it's just a fun action dinosaur movie. And of course
Mm.
our main mission is very related and intertwined to what happened in the most recent Jurassic World movies. But
Right.
at the same time, I kept forgetting that. There were a lot of times I just didn't think about that, and it was just, oh, what's the next dinosaur? What's going to happen in this family? Things like that. And so the original references were very fun, but honestly, there were not too many references to the original film. It wasn't the same island.
Right.
I
How
will
many
say one
islands
thing,
are there?
right? A
How
lot.
many? It's endless. What is this, the Pacific chain
Yeah,
of islands? What the hell is this?
a ton of violence apparently. But I will say it's kind of funny seeing that in the Jurassic World movies, they, coming back in Jurassic World with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, we have the theme park. The second movie, all of a sudden the
Right.
island is going to be kaput. They have to take, like, the animals can't live there anymore, so they try to take them.
Mm.
And now we're at this point where they can't live in our world anymore, so they have to be moved. And it's just like moving dinosaurs in this kind of like franchise, which I think is funny. But I
Who knew it was
really
so damn
loved.
complicated?
It's so complicated to have dinosaurs, these extinct animals. Crazy to me.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but it was really fun. I loved all of the characters' chemistry. I don't think there was a single character in this movie to me that didn't have organic chemistry with the people they were interacting with, which I feel like can be kind of rare or hit or miss, especially when you're building this like action squad team. Sometimes it doesn't feel like everyone fits in really nicely, but they all really
Mm.
did, and I enjoyed the addition of the family being rescued from the boat and that they all made it out. I thought that was great. So a lot of fun things here. The weird dinosaur at the end, I didn't get me. I was like, that looks a little bit more like
Oh.
something from outer space, but that's just me.
Was there I think Scarlett Johansson needed to be in this movie just a little bit more than what she was doing. Why was she taking a paycheck here? What was going on? I'm trying to understand that. Right? I mean, this was
Yeah.
mostly Mr. Ali's movie because, he was driving the whole thing, really. And he's a great actor. I love him. He's fantastic. Now, so you give this a thumbs up, correct, Clarissa?
I do. I do
All
give
right,
this a
thumbs
thumbs
up.
up. I enjoyed it.
All right, so Clarissa gives Jurassic Park Rebirth a thumbs up, rated PG-13. Still is at number 2 at the box office as Superman knocked it out of the top spot. This is directed by Gareth Edwards and stars, of course, ScarJo Mahershala Ali and Jonathan Bailey. Oof. Okay, look, honestly, for me, I am tired of these films. When will it end? It's been rehashed. It's been regurgitated. It's the same glop of movies, just mishmashed around in order to look different. It's kind of like I wished that the dinosaurs would just eat everybody and then fade to black and the movie's over.
And that's it. They
And
they,
that's
they
it.
just eat people. Yeah.
Yeah, just eat everybody. I don't give a crap anymore. And just fade to black. The movie's over. Dinosaurs win, and that's it. And then they fade off into the sunset.
I love it.
I'm tired. I'm tired of these films. This movie's really 2 into 1 because that whole family survival story was what I hated the most. All right, call me
Really?
anti-family. Call me. All right, what is wrong with you, Rob? Are you anti-family? No, I'm anti-stupid written family in a movie. That's what I'm against. I love family stories. Actually, some of the greatest films I've ever loved in my life have been family stories. But this is just an abomination of that, or a bastardization of that. Now, the raft, you saw the raft scene. The raft scene was putrid. That was ridiculous. If people don't know what I'm talking about, check out the film for yourself. The raft scene, if you thought you had seen it all, that will throw you off the cliff practically. Now,
But
I'll
I
leave
have to ask you, wait, which raft scene?
the
Because I'm
first
thinking
one.
of the first one, the boat. Their
Yeah,
boat. Okay. I was like, I'm thinking of the raft in the river, which is also ridiculous. But I'm
yeah.
like, I gotta pick one. Okay. I'm on the same
You see,
page.
there's
The boat.
so many to choose from, right? That's the problem. Mr. Ali, he does the heavy lifting here, and it's to his credit. He was probably the only star here. His Joe is kind of like overshadowed a lot here. Um, just and yeah, the D-Rex animal doesn't even look like a dinosaur. What did they come up with here? This was at the
Oh
end.
yeah, that was weird.
Oh
That was
God,
crazy.
the CGI, you can even see it in that scene we just saw there. It looks so outdated and fake. My God, what are these studios doing? You're gonna make a Jurassic Park movie, at least make it half believable. Oh, yay. Oh man, these people they're making me really upset. You needed one team, not two. Why? Why do we need two teams? Why you keep trying to confuse the people visually? Like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on there? The dinosaurs. We need more dinosaurs killing. We need dinosaurs to survive. All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I hate to be such a bad guy on this. Yeah. Who is the real criminal here? The studio for trying to suck the blood out of a stone that's been just completely dried up. Why does it continue? Why? All right. But
Yeah.
anyways. Just let it die. No more unnecessary sequels, please. Let Jurassic Park World, whatever the crap is, Rebirth, regurgitated, whatever. It's over. I don't want to see any more of it. Okay, so that's Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to get so upset there.
That's
All
okay.
right.
It is a classic. Jurassic Park is a classic, and our
Yeah, I love the
entertainment
first
industry
film.
is mostly made of
Yeah,
regurgitation, so it's understandable.
endless. It's like the Transformers movies. Oh, just keep coming. They keep coming
Oh,
out of the woodwork. Why?
yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. All right. Anyways, the third and final film tonight on Silver Screen Previews is The Old Guard with Charlize Theron, Kiki Lane, Veronica Nego, and Uma Thurman, along with Mr. LG4. Andy and her team of immortal warriors are back with a renewed sense of purpose in their mission to protect the world, with Booker still in exile after his betrayal and out for revenge after escaping her underwater prison. Here's a clip from The Old Guard 2 on Silver Screen Previews. Nice.
Wait, I want to fight. I remember the woman I gave that necklace to a long time ago. Shut it down. Discourse here. Here is discord.
The fight scene will never end. Is that it?
Phản bội. Mày sẽ chết trong cô độc và bóng.
What? All right, so that's The Old Guard 2 out on Netflix for your viewing pleasure if you want to check that out. Yeah, it's on Netflix for Yeah. Remember, there was an Old Guard 2, by the way. People forget about that film. That came out a few years ago, also with Charlize Theron, establishing that universe. All right, Clarissa, what did you think about the Old Guard 2?
Well, I gave this movie a thumbs down. It was a little bit more, it was going to be more of like a thumb in the middle or like a three fourths there, but I think I'm just there at that full thumbs down. And here's why. Um,
Please
this
tell us why.
story, I haven't rewatched The Old Guard in a long time, and I didn't really know they were making a second Old Guard too. Like I didn't know they made a second one.
They didn't notify anybody,
Yeah,
not
they
even the
weren't
critics.
advertising that. So yeah, so to have it be 5 years in between, I thought maybe I could just go into this one without rewatching the first. I was completely wrong. There were a lot of things I forgot about and had to go back and read up on. So this isn't a sequel that just like smoothly transitions. And I typically try to rewatch the first before a sequel just to kind of stay on top of things, but
Right.
this one I just didn't have time for, and it just was not natural. It was hard to pick up on, which you do want in a sequel. You do want like I'm going
Yeah.
to try and rewatch the one before just to be safe, but I should be able to go into this one and still feel like I'm getting those details back right away.
Bingo! You got
And
it. Exactly.
yes,
Continue.
this movie did not do that, and that's really hard. They introduced some new characters without refreshing on the old, and that kind
Again,
of made it
yeah. Too many
messy.
characters. Too many characters. Once again.
A lot
Continue.
of characters. Yeah, and they all have very intricate stories and relationships that don't get fostered and fed. They
Yes, exactly.
they're very underdeveloped, and that's really hard. Um, this movie ends on a cliffhanger for
Yeah, I don't know
potentially a
why.
third one. Yeah, are they
Why?
going to do that in like 5 more years, 10 more years? Also, amazing, massive name Uma Thurman is coming in with basically no information about who she is. And she's a cool character. She's really cool. I like her performance a lot. I really like her dynamic, even though she's the villain. I think she did a great job. But I just feel like it was underwhelming because it wasn't clear. Um, and
Now,
there
this
were
is
some
based on the
emotional
book.
moments.
This is based on the book,
Really?
too. There's a book
I've never
about
read the
this.
book.
And the book obviously gave birth to the first film, which was a big success. And people thought about it. Yeah, you know what? It's great. But the problem is they shelve it and then they bring out a sequel out of nowhere, like you're saying, like with zero promotional value until it's just
Hmm.
Netflix appears right there. Old Guard 2. Like, what? Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
no,
based on
you're
the book.
totally fine. Yeah, I actually didn't even know it was a book, and that's something that I just am not like a massive reader. So if I had known, I think that would have been something that like could maybe change some context. But
Right.
as somebody who is just a normal audience member and didn't know the book, that's what also makes this messy. Is like it should be accessible to me. It should still be an accessible story and things like that that I can stay on top of. But I really enjoyed the action. There were some cool shots in this movie. Um, but you can tell that Andy, like Charlize Theron's character, just looks so haggard, and I did not remember why. Because in the
Right.
first one, she's this super cool, like on the go, unstoppable person, and then this one, it feels very underwhelming because, like,
There's no
she's mortal, but I didn't
explanation.
know that. Yeah, I didn't
Nobody
know
tells you
until
anything here.
it's
Um,
very unclear.
you
Very
remember
unclear.
we just saw that clip right there. Everything seemed just so damn choreographed. Like they were doing some kind of
Oh,
like
yeah,
like an attack
dance.
school sequence for people to learn from. It was like
Yeah,
and then go around here and then
bam, bam, bam.
attack and
Yeah,
attack.
uh-huh.
This crap.
Absolutely. Nail on the
This
head.
is
Yeah.
terrible. My God, can you see? I haven't seen anything like that since Mortal Kombat. Phew,
Oh,
phew,
yeah.
phew. Come on, please
Yeah.
give me a break. All right, so Clarissa, you give this a thumbs down on the Old Guard too. All right, that is correct.
Yes.
She does not like it. All right, I'm going to ask a serious question here to the audience. Based on this book, of course, now the sequel comes out, the Old Guard 2. I really have to ask this question. Who really needs this movie? Is it Charlize Theron? Is it Netflix? Or is it Satan?
I don't
Because,
think Netflix needed it. But
all right,
Charlize
so
Theron and
we
maybe
took that one
Satan.
out. Okay, who really needs this? It's either Charlize Theron or Satan. Who really needs this movie more?
More? I don't know. I think they might be tied. I, she might need this movie really badly, and he might just need this to torment people. I don't know. They're a toss up.
Charlize Theron has fallen off the wagon a little bit here because now she's doing these kind of movies. Obviously, it's for a paycheck. I feel bad for the woman. Yes, she's a tremendous actress. Obviously, she has a tremendous history and Oscar nomination wins. You know, it's that kind of category of an actress that she is, and she's doing these film roles unnecessarily when she should be trying to do something like on the vein of Monster again, something dramatic that can gain more notoriety, at Cannes or other
Definitely.
film festivals instead of doing this, which nobody really gave a crap about. Only the first movie. You should just let it die there because this is just an abomination. And shame on Uma Thurman for trying this thing. I mean, come on, too.
Oh,
Give me a break.
I know. They really must have pulled some strings to get her to do this movie.
The
How did that
film,
happen?
yeah, and the film lacks texture. It lacks emotional depth. It just seemed like they used the relationships between the two lead girls as a crutch to nowhere. Did you notice that? I saw that
Yeah,
right away. I'm like, come, what are you doing here?
totally.
Where's the editing? There's so much bad editing here that they just don't know where to chop, parts off. Come on, people. It's like they
Hmm.
left this thing on the cutting room floor. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. The dialogue is clunky. And please, no more. No part 3. Stop it. Okay,
We're
please.
good.
Don't even insult our intelligence here on this program. All right, so that's a thumbs down. Okay, very good. All right, so I'm very negative this week. I guess it was coming sooner or later.
That's okay.
All
A lot of
right, let's do
remakes.
a lot of remakes. All right, let's do a quick recap of this week's films on Silver Screen Previews. First, Superman 2025 edition. Clarissa, what did you think quickly?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. Entertaining for what it is. Lots of conflict, and we can all appreciate Superman in our own way.
Okay, very good. All right, I disagree. I detest this film because it's a bastardization of the Superman character. It makes him weak. It makes him emasculated, and it's like they're making a mockery of the character. And I just completely disagree with people who say, "Oh, it's a fantastic movie." Not you personally, Chris, but other people
It's
who are just
okay.
like,
It's okay.
falling head over heels with Superman. I'm like, well, I love Krypto the dog. That's fine, but there's no
Oh, he's
chemistry
fun.
really between Lois Lane, this one, and this Superman. There's no chemistry. I don't feel it. Nothing at all. All right, so that's a thumbs down. The second film tonight on Silver Screen Previews is Jurassic World Rebirth. Clarissa.
I love the dinosaur movies, so I gave it a thumbs up.
All right, thumbs up from Clarissa. I just want to see a movie where the dinosaurs eat everybody and they fade to black and the movie is over. It's a disaster. Another film unnecessarily made. 2 teams when it should have been 1, and just a just putrid CGI fest here, where the effects were so bad, and at the end, the capper was the worst one at the finale. Oh my God, please, an embarrassment for Jurassic World, Jurassic Park fans. It's just terrible. All right, so it's a thumbs down for me. And the third and final film tonight on Silver Screen Previews, The Old Guard 2, Clarissa.
No,
No,
it's a no for me.
a thumbs down. Why? Come on.
It's just really unnecessary. Oh, just late to the game for a sequel, and all around really poorly written.
All right, so a thumbs down from Clarissa. If you love Highlander, this is not the female version of Highlander. This is terrible as a sequel. The first film was enough. Don't bring it back. Why did you do this? And I don't want to see a part 3, please. Charlize Theron, please do dramatic roles again. We don't
Yeah.
want to see you here trying to chop people's heads off with that massive axe for no reason at all. So
Yep.
that's the end of that. A thumbs down for The Old Guard 2. Clarissa. where can we catch you on social media?
You can find me here at I've Seen That One, and I'm mostly here on Instagram.
All right, awesome. We want to thank you, Klarissa, for your expert analysis on this week's films on Silver Screen Previews, and we hope to see you down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for having me on. I always have a blast, and these are really fun to watch new releases and chat about.
Thank you. And we thank all you guys out there in, I guess, Instagram land, Patreon land, Rumble land coming soon. Hey, we appreciate you guys checking out the show as always, and always on the repeat and also on the podcast. Thank you so much. You guys make the show possible. So on behalf of Klarissa, I'm Rob Martin, and we'll catch you back here next week for another edition of Silver Screen Previews. Good night, everybody. Yeah. Thank you.